They say Chopin wrote it as he watched the rain fall. But what if the real story behind the Raindrop Prelude was something else entirely? A melody born in the storm, a mystery whispered in every drop. In 1838, Frédéric Chopin was already a legend in the salons of Paris, the poet of the piano whose music seemed to speak for every fragile heart. But behind the delicate waltzes and the salon charm, he was fighting a losing battle. Against sickness, against exile, against himself. That winter, Chopin and his lover George Sand, a famous French novelist whose real name was Aurore Dupin, escaped the cold of Paris for the island of Mallorca. They hoped the sea air would heal him, give his lungs the strength to keep playing. It was there, in the echoing halls of an abandoned monastery, that Chopin began to write his 24 preludes, Opus 28. A cycle of miniature worlds. Each prelude was a sketch, a fleeting moment of sound. But one, the 15th prelude, would become the most haunting of them all. Known today as the Raindrop Prelude, its rolling chords seem to echo the sound of rainfall, a melody that carries both peace and foreboding, as if the sky itself was weeping with him. But was it really just a song about rain? Or did Chopin's soul leave us clues in every note? The monastery at Valldemossa was cold and damp, not the island paradise Chopin had hoped for. Storms rolled in from the sea, rattling the ancient stones and seeping into the monastery walls. Chopin's health, already fragile, grew worse in the humid air. But he kept writing. The piano in the monastery's echoing halls became his only companion, the keys worn smooth by his restless hands. As the rain drummed against the windows, Chopin sketched the 15th prelude. George Sand would later write how the sound of the rain seemed to fill every corner of the monastery, how Chopin, already feverish and pale, lost himself in the steady rhythm of the storm. Some say that's why the prelude's rolling chords are called raindrops, each note like a droplet falling from the sky. But was the music really about the storm outside, or the storm inside his soul? In those rain-soaked days in Valldemossa, every note he played was a prayer against the silence, a desperate hymn to keep the darkness at bay. Years later, George Sand would write about those dark winter days in the monastery. She described Chopin's music as fragile as a breath, each note trembling like a heartbeat in the silence. She spoke of how the rain fell without end, how it tapped out a rhythm that seemed to seep into Chopin's mind. In her memoirs, she recalled the nights when Chopin would play alone, candles flickering against the stone walls, how he seemed both haunted and comforted by the endless drum of the rain. Sand wrote of the moment when Chopin looked up from the keys, his eyes distant, and whispered, "Do you hear it? The rain. It is playing with me." But in the years after their parting, even George Sand would wonder what he truly heard. Was it just the rain, or was it the echo of something deeper, a secret carried in every note he played? As the years passed and Chopin's health failed, the Raindrop Prelude became more than just a memory of a storm. It became a haunting testament to the inner world of a man who spoke most clearly when he said nothing at all. The Raindrop Prelude is known for its hypnotic repetition, a single note that seems to echo forever. Some have called it a heartbeat, others a prayer. Chopin never wrote down what inspired him that stormy winter. No diary entry, no confession. George Sand believed the rain itself became the music, a conversation between the sky and Chopin's soul. But scholars today see something more. They say the repetitive note is not just rain, but the steady pulse of fate, an echo of Chopin's own mortality. In the middle section, the music darkens, almost threatening. It surges and retreats like a wave of fear or grief. Then, just as quickly, it returns to calm, the raindrops falling again, softly, endlessly. This is the mystery of the Raindrop Prelude, a melody that asks and never answers. A song that belongs to no one, yet speaks to everyone. A storm that rages on even now. Long after the storms of Mallorca faded, the Raindrop Prelude kept echoing in the hearts of those who heard it. It became more than a memory of a single winter. It became a testament to the quiet strength of music itself. Chopin would not live to see how his prelude traveled across centuries, how it would be played in concert halls and bedrooms in times of peace and in times of war. He never wrote down who it was for or what it meant. Maybe that was the point, because in those simple repeating notes, there is something of all of us. Our fears, our hopes, the rain that falls outside in the storms we hold within. And maybe, just maybe, that is why the Raindrop Prelude still survives. A song that lives beyond the notes, carrying with it the echoes of every soul that has ever listened and wondered what Chopin was really trying to say. Chopin never spoke of the Raindrop Prelude as a message or a confession. He left no letters, no diaries to explain what the music meant, but maybe that's why it still moves us today. Because it isn't about the rain or the monastery or even Chopin's own fears. It's about something deeper, something that lives beyond the notes. A mystery that echoes in every heart that listens. A song that asks and never answers. So let me ask you, have you ever wondered what stories lie hidden in the music you love? Or have you, like so many others, just played and played without ever asking what the music is really saying? If you enjoy these journeys through music's hidden past, consider liking this video and subscribing for more, because in the end, it's not the notes themselves that endure, but the secrets we find in them.